This is another episode of Origins, A Creative Journey, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Could you share with us your origin story? How did your creative journey begin?
I think it had to do with me, finding comic strips in my father's newspaper and being fascinated by the daily comics, the Sunday comics. I used to cut the comic strips out of the paper, hopefully after my father had already read it. If he hadn't read it, things did not go well at home. I was always trying to get him to buy all of the Sunday papers so I could get all of the Sunday comics. But he only liked certain papers, so I rarely got to see Prince Valiant because that was in a different newspaper. And somewhere along the line, one of my cousin John, we were at some family gathering and he handed me a Batman comic. And I don't remember what Batman comic it was or anything, but I just remember Batman scared the heck out of me. And I was fascinated by this idea that, hey, there's a complete story here in one of these comic books. And then I found out you could buy comic books everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but almost everywhere. And from then on, I was hooked. I think it was in second grade, they asked us to draw something. And I remember I drew this rocket and a tentacle behind the rock. And my teacher said to me, "What is this?" And I said, "Oh, this is an alien planet. And there's a creature behind there." And I made up this whole story about this exploring space and that sort of thing. And I realized by then I was already coming up with stories and, illustrated stories. And after that, whenever they had art class, they would send me on errands. But, from that point on, I was always just coming up with stories. And I don't know at what point I realized that my destiny was to be a writer. When I was in high school, I joined the school newspaper and the school literary magazine and all of that sort of stuff. When the time came to go to college, my plan was to take an education course, be a teacher and a weekend writer. Due to some strange situations, I got an elective in my freshman year in college. So I thought, I'm going to take an education course right away. And the only one that was available was called Philosophy of Education. I signed up for that. I was a freshman. Everybody else in the class was seniors. They had gone for 4 years through my college on education. And then talking about the philosophy of education, the first question they ask is, what is education? And nobody in the classroom knew. They had all these theories. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. You went to this college for 4 years and you don't know what education is. And I thought, man, this must be the worst school for education majors.
Thank you for joining Rick and myself on another episode of Origins, A Creative Journey, a DesignerCon production. Please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, download and listen to us every place you get your favorite podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Origins, A Creative Journey, all one word. Drop us an email for thoughts, ideas, or maybe somebody you'd like us to interview at dconpodcast@gmail.com. And make sure you join us in Las Vegas for DesignerCon, North America's premier annual design convention. All the information can be found, including tickets, at designercon.com. Till then, enjoy your own creative journey.